Hey, well, the ones that are watching this know I'm Sherry Borger, and I am showing the September Stamp Camp, September 2024 Stamp Camp. The ones that participate in it get a package with the supplies for the cards that are being made. This month I have 4 cards, and they're cute as always. And I'm just going to kind of go through these quite fast, and you're going to have to forgive me. I have this ring light, and the only reason I have it on is because it's darker. It's 1 in the morning, so it's darker, and I just don't have enough light anywhere else. I have some side lights, but they just don't get light enough for this part of my desk. So I'm just going to go through this a little fast, and then when I don't need the ring light on, I will turn it off. All right. So the first card, I called it Retro TV. Another thing that I always give out for anyone that does do the stamp camp is they have instruction sheets. And for the most part, when you look at the picture, you know how you're going to put the card together, and it's usually fairly self-explanatory. The nice thing about these is because, especially like for me, I think I need a card, and I think, oh, you know, such and such a card that I made at one of my stamp camps would be perfect. I pull it out, and here it has the colors I used and the sizes I used, and it comes in so handy. Making the card goes so much faster when you know what you're going to have to cut for everything instead of guessing, looking at a picture and guessing. So this way the instructions are very nice and handy. The first one is Retro TV, and so this is you're going to get all the supplies to make this. Okay, so the middle is going to say stay tuned, and I'm going to kind of try to go fast through this so it's not taking up a full hour. I'm going to try to only use like a half an hour of time. Okay, so here we go. I used designer series paper. I found some paper that was white, and these actually, some of it had gold lines and some of it has silver. So this is great because the silver ones, I'm going to use them and make more using the silver color. And then this color is not going to be gold, it'll be silver. So I've got it so it's just about 1/8 of an inch less than the border of the card base. You're going to take I would take your gold striped paper first and align it to the bottom and adhere it down. Then the solid gold piece, you're going to adhere it down, but here's what you're going to do, because it's probably going to overlap on the striped paper. This particular one, it's not going to. There's going to be a little bit of a space, and that's going to be okay. But this way, if you do it this way, if there is an overlap, it's best to have the gold overlap, the solid gold overlap the lines. So then you're going to go and you're going to line up the top to about 1/8 of an inch, and you're going to then adhere it down. And this one actually is going to have a little bit of a gap. That's fine, because I have ribbon that's going to cover it up. This ribbon is wide enough for your runner tape, and also I used this tape, the tear-in tape, because it has a lot more stick to it when it comes to sticking to ribbon. So you're going to put this on. I cut it so it's a little longer, so then you put it on, open it up, and trim it. Now your TV, you're going to assemble. If we were doing the class together, you would be stamping all of this yourself and die cutting it yourself. So you're gonna put the Stay Tuned in the middle of the pink at your TV, and you're going to take your antenna and put it on here. The antenna, you're gonna need a very small dimensional. If you don't have a small dimensional, then use some glue, something like this. And this particular type of bottle is very good because it's got a very fine tip. It's this, so you can see it, okay? And then best thing to do is take glue dots and put a glue dot in each of these circles. Then put your knobs, your gold knobs, over that. And it's going to be a lot less hassle, and you will be happy for that. Your TV will get put on top of your card front by using dimensionals. I would put dimensionals on the top of your TV, on the back, obviously, the back side of the TV, but on the top part of it and on the bottom part of it, because when you put it on your card front, you're going to have it going over your ribbon. And because my antenna is not on, it's going to keep falling off. So then you have that, and it's going to go on. I put mine at a little bit of an angle. You can do yours any way you want. And now you have all of these little star type things, and even the smallest one is big enough for your small glue dots. Your small glue dots will fit in the back of that and will work just fine. I find that when you're going to do these, put them, open up your, however you have your glue dots, put them on your glue dot first, then try to peel them off and put them on here. Or you could put your glue dot down and then put this on top like you do for the knobs. These are big enough, definitely. You can flip it around, put a glue dot, and then place them wherever on each side of the TV. And I tried one, I kind of stuck one in between the antenna. I don't know if I liked that. So it's all personal preference, and you get them all wherever you want, okay? Great. I'm doing this fast because I'm going with the assumption that everyone watching this is a stamper and knows how to put these together. Okay, so card number 2 I have labeled Happy Friend. The reason why is because each of you have in your packet, you have the word happy and you have the word friend. So you can use either word. You could use, and then keep the one you don't use for another time. So this one's going to have the word happy because I used the word friend already. I stamped, this is going to be your inside of your card. I stamped a pot and a wine bottle. So color them in, and then easiest thing, and then put them in the inside. It's going to open this way. Put that in the inside. Then you are going to be able to assemble your front. This will be first. It'll be flat to the surface. This bubblegum pink will go in the middle, flat to the surface. This white paper will go in the middle of the pink. There's only 1/8 of an inch, so it's going to be very tight when you put it down, and that's how I meant it to be. So on the back of this, because it is a raised surface, I put it through a dimension folder, and I find that when you use tear and tape, it works quite well. And then you put that on, and now you've got that. So now we have these 3 pieces. Go ahead and color them. I used the color schemes or the markers that came in the subtles thing. There's 10 of them. Most of those I think are in the subtles part. The plant, I use a light green. That will, there might be a light green in that one, but the garden green is in a different thing, which is what I use to put in the middle. So just find a green that'll work, and you can color it any way you want. This is how I colored mine, and if you print the instruction sheets off and color, you'll be able to see the colors that were used as well. But some, I know some don't have a color printer and it gets printed in black and white. So that's why coming and seeing it on video, and then when we do our actual stamp camp, you actually will see it then as well. So we have all of that ready and assembled. Now you have this, you've got it colored, and now we have to put it through the mini Stamp and Emboss. I'm going to move this over so I can show you how it works. I know I sent a thing on a video on how to use it, and I'm not sure if you're able to watch the video, but I will show you here as well. You're going to pull down both sides. You want it on a surface like this is a glass surface or a countertop surface. You don't want it on paper, like sometimes, you know how we put our paper down, and that's to protect our table while we're doing markers or anything like that. If you have that, move the paper and put this straight on your table. It will keep it from shifting, because it will shift quite a bit if you have it on something that's more movable like that. So your thing comes with plates. I do like it because it's numbered. It's really, you can't get it wrong. It has a number 1, and then your other plates are number 2. So you're going to have your number 1 will be on the very bottom, and then you're going to have a number 2, the one on top of that is going to be the one that is going to have the most cuts and marks, because when you put the paper down and you put your die cut on top, this is what's going to get all of the markings. Don't worry, and it might after a while start to bow, like this is kind of a little bit bowing up. So then I will usually flip it around and turn it upside down, and then use it through, pull it through a few times, and it will begin to flatten out again. So you've colored it, you put this here. You have the dies, I sent them along with your kits, so you have them. So my dies are not going to be the same, but I will show you what I did. So here you want your stamped image to be on the inside of your die cut. Let's just do this and do this, okay? So now you've got 3, and that might be a little bit harder to keep it from shifting. So what you can do in that situation, if you don't want it to shift, is the best thing to do is get like some sticky notes, or you can use washi tape, and see I peeled it. So you're just going to peel it and then put it around, and I might just do this just so I can get all 3 of them together. I'll get a long piece. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your die doesn't shift when you put the tape down. So you definitely want to be holding it, put it down. Okay, so now I've got the same thing. I'm going to kind of put it down over here and get that quick. The middle one, kind of get it quick before it shifts, and put this all down. Then I'm going to put my plate on top. Now in the video that I forwarded, What she did is she staggered her plates this way, kind of backwards, right? But I had a problem myself when I first got my Stampin' Up! I thought, oh, I was doing something wrong, and I was. So I was told to take the top plate and put it just a little bit, like a 1/4 of an inch, over the other ones, and then feed it through. So you're going to hold it together like that. You're going to press down on it, and then while you're pressing down on it, so for me, I'm going to use my body. I don't, or I could even use my little other hand. Press down on it, and then when you see that handle is going to move a little bit. When it starts moving, now you shift and start to roll, and it'll seem like it's going through smoother than it should, and it will do that. But then once you get to the die, you will feel there's a little bit of difference, and you will hear a pop. So now I'm gonna hear something because it's going a little harder. There's a pop. There should be another pop and another pop, and we're done. And when you're done, you just pull it out, okay? So I've got this done. Oops. Take this off and take your washi tape off. Take it off. Be careful when you're doing it, because if you go too fast, you can actually rip up the fibers of the cardstock, and then it will tear up what you have stamped and all the ink that you put down. So go slow, kind of go at an angle maybe while you're pulling, and it will be just fine. All right, that's done. Now, sometimes you can pull it off and it'll stay with the paper, and sometimes you pull it off and it will stay with the die, but you just put your finger through or whatever and pop it out. Okay, so this one, pop it out. This one, pop it out. Okay, so there's my 3. They're not the same shapes, but it's humorous, right? And my washi tape kind of left a little sticky feel, but I suppose that's okay. The sticky notes sometimes do as well. So now you've got those ready, and you're going to kind of place them in the middle. You're going to use dimensionals. Here's my plant, here's my wine bottle, and here's my flowers. Put them in the middle, and the middle this way, the middle this way, okay? And you know, you're eyeing it up. It doesn't matter, because when other people see it with their eyes, they're not seeing it and saying, oh, it's all crooked, because they're going to be so happy they got a card. What I did is I used my word, and I wanted I had my wine bottle and my flowers, the last 2 for on purpose, so it would give me more space to glue. So here with the word happy, you're gonna see P and Y right here are on the flowers. So just remember that, and over here the H and part of the A over here. Remember that. You're going to flip it over and you're going to put glue, you know, this with the small tip, and you're going to glue right here on the H and the A, and glue on this P and Y, and you're going to flip it over and you're going to put it on top. Hold it enough so when you take your fingers off, it'll stay. Remember, don't touch it, let it dry. I mean, you can move it, but don't touch it physically, and let it dry. Okay, card 3. We are doing good. All right, card 3 is this one here. All right. All right, it's just a fun card, all right? It was, you know, kind of, we haven't done like fun things for a while. So this is going to be a shopping cart. I got 3 gift bags in there. And the saying is shopping is always a good idea. So to begin with, I have the inside piece has a small shopping bag. It's just got part of it. You can definitely color that in. I left it blank just because I was just showing you a different idea, okay? Now you have same thing as we did with the last card. You have a strip and you have 3 bags. You need to color those and you will die cut them out. Now because it's a bag, you're going to use the die cut, go cut one, pull it out, put the die cut on the next bag, pull that through. You're going to have to do it 3 times. That's how it goes because I don't have 3 dies. And so you're going to put your middle piece in first, then you want to put your polka dots down, and that's going to go flat to the surface. Then you're going to take your vellum, and that will go in the middle. Vellum is one product that if you do use tape, it shows through. So you're going to want to use glue, unless what you put, where you put your tape is going to be covered up by something. So you sure could use tape in the area where your grocery cart is going to be and cover it up and no one would know the wiser. I didn't want the vellum to be too floppy, so I did use glue, and I put glue in each corner, and then I put a little bit in the middle, not too much because too much is going to make it warp. Now we are on to assembly. You've colored your bags, you have put them through your die cut machine, so you have your 3 bags. Here's your cart. And what I did is I took the front wheel of my cart and I went over 3, there's little circles on that are cut into this vellum. So my front of my wheel is where the 3rd hole is, and that's where my shopping cart is. Now I could actually put it up a little bit more, but not a lot more because you need room for your bags out of your cart. So I will use glue to get my wheels put down because it is so thin. You could use glue dots. What you would have to do is you would have to take a glue dot and roll them, and like you'd roll them into a little like a log and then you would put it behind. You could do that. It would be a little bit of work. Glue wouldn't be quite so much work. Just remember, don't put a lot on. You don't need a lot. And so we got that done. Now we need to put our basket on. We're going to be putting 3 bags into our basket. So the best thing to do is to take your basket and you're going to take glue and put glue on this top handle, on the handle here. You're going to put glue on the handle, and that's pretty much all to begin with. So then you put it where you want your basket to be, and I actually had my basket come down a little bit, so the black part of the front of the cart actually shows through the basket, but I'm going to be covering it up with my gift bags. So you have your glue is right here on this handle, so you're going to hold it down until you know that the glue is there. I'm going to move the wheels just so you can see everything here. So now we have this. You have your bags ready, right? And you're going to take your bags and, where did I put my pieces? Oh, here, I'm just going to use what I cut out from the other ones. So here are these flowers, here's a bag, okay? And here's our top of our card. So you're going to take and put on the outer part a couple glue dots, and you're going to be able to slide, you hold it down, you're going to be able to slide in your bag, put it in, press down where the glue dot is. And the reason why you're not putting anything on the other side is that's because you're tucking that middle bag behind it. So now you can take your second bag, and you definitely could tuck it behind that if you want, or you can take your third bag over to the edge, finish off your other edge, and then tuck your middle bag in according to the way you want. So you're going to take your other bag, put glue dots on the edge of it, put it in, and set it down and press it down so it's inside your basket, okay? Now your middle bag, you are going to be putting it in so it's behind the bag on the left, but over the bag on the right, okay? So that's what you have. Now you can hold this handle, flip back your basket because it's pretty flexible there, and take glue and put glue on the back side of that and put it down and place it down until it's at a pretty good hold. Let go, let it dry, and you are done. And now let's put our wheels back, okay? And now what you have is your saying. I did try to fussy cut the saying, and I did a horrible job. So you all are going to be able to fussy cut your own unless you can find a die cut that is, you know, that can go around this saying. I don't know that you have any yet, but just cut around it, just kind of, you know, make it kind of, I don't know, wavy like a lake, put it that way. Then when that's done, put dimensionals on the back side and put it wherever you want on the front. I put mine down on the bottom. You can put it wherever. So once that is done, your card is done. Let's go to the last card. Last card. No brainer. I called it Submarine. Okay, so this you're going to have to do a little bit with it, not a whole lot. So you notice my card does not have any sentiments or sayings on the front. That's because I have the saying actually in the middle, floating by just to say hi. That's what I did. So I did not feel I needed to put something on the front. So the easiest thing to start with is your middle, and adhere that on the inside. These are cut with the, I'm not sure where it went. Oh, here they are. The die cuts that are called postage. Is it postage or postage stamp? Oh, perennial postage. I'm totally off. So you can see where is it? You can see all of the sizes. And you would think that this large size is really large, but once you cut it out, it's not all that large. This is the largest size, and it fits inside this. So I did that in black. Then the next largest size, right here, I did that in white, okay? And this one I got colorful and I made it, you know, like the sea. I took the seagrass or seaweed and did that on the bottom. I actually did my animals first, so I could have the seaweed or seagrass, you know, not go over any of my sea creatures. Got a fish, crab, and an octopus. And then there's a starfish. Some will have one starfish, some of you will have two starfish, and there are different spots on the card front that I've put them. So it gives everyone a little bit of a different, you know, card. And then I'll talk about the submarine last. You are going to need to cut your card at 3 inches and at 1.5. So when you get in here and you're putting it on your paper cutter at 3 inches, there is going to be a small, you know, divot up. And just kind of put it where it's actually going to be in the middle of it. Then cut. Because when you cut, and if you are trying to cut and you're real close to the edge of the flat before it goes down to the mound, and you catch it just the wrong way, that is, the paper cutter is going to rip your card. So you want it to be right in the middle of that loop that's going down. Cut that at the, you know, close to the 3, and then you want to cut the next spot at the 1.5, and the same thing, find a divot or whatever you want to call it, and cut. Okay, so now you have it in 3 pieces, and as you can see by the sample, you're going to stagger the pieces. So your first piece, I started with the left side, and I went, you know, I just staggered it towards the right. The middle piece I staggered, and then the last piece I staggered, and I was so wanting to make sure my bubbles were kind of in line that this ended up going, you know, a little closer to the edge than I had wanted, but it still looks really nice. And now that you've got that done, now you have your submarine. So you're going to have a propeller, whatever this is, for the back side, and then you're going to have your periscope for the top. I don't have one for this one that I punched out. I must have lost it. So what you do is you flip it over, you're going to put a glue dot on the top and a glue dot over here, and that is to hold your 2 little pieces in place. And make sure you've got ink side down, and you put it right over that glue dot, and there's going to be a little bit of glue dot that's exposed, it's not being used. So what I did here is I took, because now you're going to put them on dimensionals, and I took my dimensionals, and wherever they went, I used the big ones. Here we go. And I took the dimensional and I covered up here, and I covered up here where the glue dot was, so that way it would also give a little bit more solidness to these little pieces. So you put them in there, and then you put your more dimensionals around, and then put your you know, submarine anywhere you want. I put mine on the first one, I put it over here, but like on this one, I definitely could put it here. I just didn't want the fish to get covered up, so I definitely could put it here. I don't believe I have any of them really stamped in a way where you would be able to put your submarine on top. Unless you put it in between these 2, you could, but then your periscope is going to be outside the outside edge of your card. So your best bet is just to go along the bottom line. That is the 4th card. and I know you're having lots of fun making them. So anyone that is wanting to know how we do them, that's how we do them. I always make extra. I have a couple extra sets right now. If you are already doing the stamp camp and want an extra set, message me. If you are watching, someone that's watching, and you would like a set, and so you can make cards yourself, let me know. I would send them out, and I would send out a packet of instructions. And because of the die cut situation, I wouldn't send you the die cuts and have you die cut yourself, because I wouldn't know if you actually had a stamp and emboss machine. So I would have all that cut for you, and you would just have to let me know if you want me to have the bags or the items colored ahead of time before I cut them, because when you get them, they wouldn't be colored, and you would just have to do kind of what I've done in the past. You put a little glued up behind it, stick it down, color it, and then you take it up and then you place it where you want. So enjoy September 2024 Stamp Camp, and I will be meeting up on Zoom with my members later. And have a good night or good morning. Bye.